The engine's rumble was the only sound that brought Chris Diesel McAllister peace anymore. It was steady, predictable, unlike the chaos that filled his mind every time he closed his eyes. He rode alone most days, trying to escape the war that had followed him home. The open road was the only thing that made sense, until the day he met Iron Brotherhood MC. It happened on a lonely stretch of highway outside Phoenix, the sun beating down on the blacktop like an anvil. Chris had pulled into a roadside diner, just looking for coffee and a moment of silence, when a group of bikers rolled in, their leather jackets marked with a patch that caught his attention. Iron Brotherhood MC, Veterans Helping Veterans. He didn't know it yet, but that patch was about to change his life. Chris was no stranger to riding clubs, but this one felt different. These weren't the typical weekend warriors or outlaw types. There was something in their eyes, something he recognized. Brotherhood, pain, survival. The club's leader, Ethan Ghost Ramsey, a former Army Ranger with scars that told more stories than he ever would, approached Chris without pretense. "Nice bike," Ethan said, nodding toward Chris's old Harley. Chris shrugged. "Gets me where I need to go." Ethan studied him for a moment before offering a hand. "We're taking a ride. You should come." Chris hesitated. He wasn't used to trusting anyone anymore, but something in Ethan's voice told him this wasn't just about motorcycles. With a nod, he mounted his bike and followed. That ride, through winding desert roads and long stretches of empty highway, was the first time Chris felt something other than numbness in years. A brotherhood beyond the battlefield. Over the next few weeks, Chris kept showing up. The club wasn't just about riding, it was about survival. He met Ben Reaper Collins, a former medic who ran a small first aid station in the clubhouse, patching up both wounded dogs and broken men alike. Then there was Danny Ryder Lawson, an ex-Air Force mechanic who worked magic on their bikes, her hands steady despite the tremors that came when the memories hit too hard. Each one of them had their own demons, but they faced them together, mile after mile. They took in struggling veterans, offering them a place to belong, and Chris found himself drawn into their mission. "We ride to remember," Ethan told him one night as they sat by the fire outside the clubhouse. "And to remind each other, we're still here." Chris nodded, staring into the flames. "Yeah, I think I needed that." The battles they still fought, but not everything could be left on the road. The ghosts of war had a way of creeping back in, no matter how far they rode. Chris learned that firsthand during a charity ride through a nearby town. They were delivering supplies to a veteran homeless shelter when an old memory hit him hard. A convoy ambush in Kandahar, the sound of gunfire ringing in his ears like it was happening all over again. His breathing grew ragged and his hands trembled on the handlebars. Ethan pulled up beside him, calm as ever. "You're all right, Diesel," he said, his voice grounding him. "You're here, not there." Chris took a deep breath, focusing on the hum of his bike, and nodded. "Yeah, I'm here." Moments like those made him realize the road wasn't just about freedom. It was about facing what couldn't be outrun, a dark turn. Not everyone respected what the club stood for. Trouble came in the form of the Iron Reapers, a rival biker gang known for running illegal deals and preying on struggling vets. One night, while working at their veteran outreach center, the club received a warning: slashed tires, shattered windows, and a message scrawled on the clubhouse wall: "Stay out of our way." Ethan gathered the club that night, his face hard. "We don't fight with fists anymore. We fight by showing these guys that we're better than this." Chris wasn't so sure. The anger simmering inside him wanted an outlet, but Ethan reminded him why they rode: to escape violence, not chase it. Still, the tension with the Reapers hung over them like a storm cloud. The turning point. The breaking point came when the Reapers sabotaged a charity ride, causing a fellow vet to crash on the highway. It was a wake-up call. Chris, Ethan, and the others took a stand, not with violence, but by rallying the entire community behind their cause. Local law enforcement, businesses, and even other clubs came together to push the Reapers out. For the first time, Chris realized that brotherhood was more than just riding. It was standing up for each other, even when the odds were against them. The road to redemption. With the Reapers gone, the club focused on expanding their mission. They raised funds to build a permanent veterans retreat, a place where soldiers could come and find peace, just like Chris had. He took on a leadership role, helping other struggling vets find their place within the club. He became a mentor, sharing his own struggles, showing them that the road could heal if they let it. One day, as he looked at the clubhouse packed with vets laughing, fixing bikes, and finding purpose, he realized something. This was home. The ride never ends. Years passed, and the legend of the Iron Brotherhood MC spread far and wide. Young vets came through their doors looking for the same thing Chris once had: hope. One evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, Chris stood outside, watching a new recruit roll up on a worn-out bike, the same lost look in his eyes that Chris once carried. He smiled, stepping forward to greet him. "Welcome home, brother." As they revved their engines and rode out into the open road once more, Chris felt something he hadn't in a long time: peace. Because sometimes the road isn't just about the ride, it's about the people you ride with.